to music. Yes. It's the only thing we get in trouble for is listening to music. Pull my fucking dick out on camera. Not a problem. In some places. So not here. How has Biden... Why are you standing in front of the world map? Are you Forbes? You are. This is Forbes. Let me tell you about Joe, okay? You got 4 minutes of my attention, Steve, so take it away. Don't waste any of our time. Financial. What to do with your money. I mean, it's Forbes. I'm not confused about what we're here for to talk about, but just letting you know when he says, I'm here to help you survive the turbulent time, he means with your money. Navigate the turbulence. My money. Post-COVID, our economy should be booming instead of limping, because I mean, like, there should be people at the restaurants. Why would the economy be booming after COVID? We gave them a lot of money during the pandemic to help them, so now they're ready to take off. Don't forget, all these fucking assholes, we gave them a ton of bailout money. I think twice during the pandemic. Airline companies come to mind as the biggest takers. We're not going to fly planes, but I need to pay all my airline attendants to stay at home. And the government needs to do that, right? Don't forget. Don't forget. It's so easy to forget. Don't let them rewrite what you remember. Please help me. I want to hear what Biden did wrong. Not okay. Based on his projections? I don't know. I have no idea why. I'm trying to think. I mean, maybe just there are more people out buying things in the restaurants and the stores. But they were still buying things. They were buying tons of toilet paper. They were buying diapers. They were buying PPE. They were buying a lot of stuff. Buying so much you couldn't even keep it in the stores. Buying so much meat you couldn't even keep it. There was plenty of buying going on. It was the supply that was the problem. Right? Am I crazy? It was the fast food stores that didn't have change, but people were still buying it. It was you guys who couldn't have the money to provide to have a business that could be open for business. Maybe the state made you close, or maybe you didn't get the government help, or whatever. You didn't get the relief package, or you fired your workers because you couldn't afford to keep them on while you did quarantine. Or I don't know why it should be better after COVID than before. Just like, maybe he'll tell us. think old people are just gonna, that's just a bias. They're gonna think, well, that was during, but now everything should be better, right? Why? Well, because like it's gonna go back to the way it was before, right? Back to when? Back to the housing bubble? Back to the .com bubble? Back to this app shit that you guys were so impressed about until 5 seconds ago? Not only is Biden fucking up the economy, he's fucking up security for everyone in the free world. Okay, go on. He's reading. We haven't seen such deadly obtuseness and wrong-headed thinking since fucking 3 years ago when Donald Trump was the... Oh, the 30s, I mean. When we caused World War II. Remember the 30s when blunder after blunder out, and then we caught, and then we had to go... The only blunder we caught, we did in World War II is maybe we didn't get to Nazi Germany fast enough. Maybe we shouldn't have waited 7 fucking years for them to take over all of Europe and then show up like we were gonna help. And the 30s. When blunder after blunder led to World War II. What? You mean Pearl Harbor? I mean, if you want to put it that way, I guess you could. I don't know. It's weird. Kurma, suck him with the southpaw. He's talking like me when I'm reading manga. Or our values can flourish. You can tell us what our values are? Nope. You know, our values thing, I remember this since Trump. We have values, and he doesn't share them. What are our values? You know, our Western Christian, capitalist, liberal, democratic values. Such as... You know what they are? No. Liberty? I'm not sure. First real criticism, he's not buying enough oil correctly. Why don't we just invade the Middle East and take all their oil? Then this won't even matter. Oh, we did that already? How about a coup in Venezuela so we can get them to sell our companies all their oil? We did that. We did that too. Maybe we could like bomb somebody else's oil pipelines to somehow kind of even out the energy distribution of the world. Ooh, we did that too. We already did that. Well, Forbes thinks we need to buy more. He's not buying gas correctly. That's. I haven't seen such wrong-headed thinking this since World War II. What? What are you talking about, man? When did we get involved in World War II? Is it not 1943? When did the U.S. enter World War II? I don't think it was the 30s. But Forbes here wrote his paper. This was checked, and I'm just going to take him at his word. I'm probably wrong about that. Maybe it was 37 or something. No, it wasn't. But we? What? Who are you? Who's we? Are we not the Americans? Is your leader not the same as my leader? By doing what? Buying oil incorrectly? Irresponsible. First reason. Was the decision to block any new liquefied gas, including all this fucking shit I don't know anything about because I'm not king of the hill. I don't know about propane. I can't fucking bet. Forbes here does. A double cross of our European allies. Say that again. What is the problem? We're buying liquefied gas incorrectly. We're not buying. How could we do that to Europe? Block export facilities. For Europe? How could he? I'll bomb it? Okay, fuck it. I'll get the men in black to go bomb it? How can you make Europe not have gas export facilities? Well, he blocked them somehow. Linebackers, probably. Put a bunch of linemen in front of him. They couldn't get through. I mean, maybe him and all his friends know about, so this doesn't require further explanation, but I have no idea what he's talking about. No clue. I want to know how Biden fucked up worse than World War II, but I can't. I don't even know what you're talking about. Are you gonna give me some sort of explanation? I shouldn't lean into the comments for nuance. You guys put cheerleading in the comments too. See, somebody here's gonna go, wait, no, actually, timestamp 39. What he meant was, it's not gonna. It doesn't. We don't have commenters like that anymore. We have a bunch of people who drop platitudes in a comment section that doesn't really commenting on a video that doesn't really have anything to do with the video that they're barely. It's like they didn't even watch it. I mean, I do this all the time on my YouTube friends. I go over there, I click the thumbs up, I go on the message, I go, damn, I like your thumbnail, and I leave. That's what everybody's doing, I guess. I wish I could get just give me like a date or a link to a video or what is extra, some sort of citing your source, or I just have no clue what he's talking about. I mean, I'm sure all you oil barons out there know exactly what he's talking about, but for me, this is news. He acts like we all know. We blocked the export outpost for Europe. How? What? When I think Joe Biden, I think handing empty victories to Putin, or handing substantial victories to Putin. Bro, he's the guy who we have to go to the ends of the earth to stop. You think Trump's gonna give big wins to Putin? Yes, they're friends. Well, actually, it was Joe who did that and double-crossed our European allies. By doing what? Blocking oil export facilities from Europe. Blocking them? Blocking them for Europe. Please, comment down below and give me a link. Tell me what he's talking about. Here, I won't stop it. He says it in like 5 seconds, so it goes right. If you don't know, it goes right by you. You never know. It's like a Eurocentric. There was no World War II for us until the 40s. We didn't blunder after blunder until World War II happened in the 30s. Maybe Europe did. But we, the Americans, Biden, the country we're talking about, didn't. Our way of life in a world where our values can flourish. Number one, the oil. This is Vivek. Coal burning is essential to human prosperity. Number three. Okay. Number four. Were people arguing that it wasn't? Apparently. Right of man. What? How are you? Where is he getting his news? You know how Biden was pressuring the Jews not to finish off Hamas? No, we're helping them kill them all. Are we not? Am I wrong? Or kill some of them. All of them. We're gonna kill them all. Biden's not? Putin thinks Ukraine's full of terrorists. Putin uses the exact same argument to justify denazifying the territories of Ukraine he just took over. The exact same move. It's like ISIS. Is this an Al Qaeda thing? Is this a Hezbollah thing? We gotta stop Hamas as a major terrorist threat. Yeah, I know. That's what you guys always say. It just feels like maybe we should just protect our own country and not invade every fucking Muslim country on the planet. I mean, I think Iran is the only one left. And maybe some stand somewhere on the other side of it, above Pakistan, Armenistan or something like that. Maybe. Or maybe we should invade every Muslim country that there is to eliminate all the terrorist threats. That's not sovereignty. That's our president is a cowboy and he's just gonna fucking, it made sense at the time when I was 8 and he was a Texan. But now it doesn't make any sense. To the oil. LNG exports. He's talking about oil. Liquid nitrogen gasoline? I don't know. LNG. You tell me. Back to oil. Appetite. Nation plunged into renewables. The sun is always shining. If the problem is like it's cloudy, like well we just have to put the sun solar panels above the clouds. Should be easy. If the problem is it's not windy, well we should just be able to get a battery. Right? Guys? I mean I remember this from like 2011, they're making fun of renewable energy, but like the planet is gonna run out of oil eventually. The reason they wanted me to learn fracking in college is because, or mathematical modeling for how water displaces the rocks inside the artificial earthquake that they're creating to have oil burst out of one weak spot that they pick and perforate the areas of the rocks so that they can get the oil from that, so that it explodes from that particular part. The sun is never going to run out. It just seems so obvious that we should all have solar panels on our roofs, and this is like, but I guess it's so expensive in Chinese. But the Green New Deal was a good idea. I don't know what all this. I mean, this is conservative for sure. Right? Let's keep. I don't want to change it. They're investing in solar panels. We all know that's unreliable. They were milking the cheap energy from Russia while they were building up their renewables, making the headlong plunge into renewables as their appetite for energy increased. They bought more cheap Russia. I wouldn't have said it that way, but okay. Dependent on cheap Russian gas, like India is right now, but won't stop trading with them because it's not in their interest and they're non-West instead of anti-West, so don't freak out about it. Are they dependent on cheap Russian? Or are they just making good deals as a capitalist business person? Who wrote that? Now that's just a fact. We can just look that up. We should be able to figure that out. AI should be able to, it should be aligned with the world enough to be able to tell us if how reliable renewable energies are. My understanding is, of course, the wind is not blowing all the time or the sun is not shining all the time. That's why we have batteries. If we integrate the electricity to a grid, an electrical grid, it will distribute the electricity to where it's needed, unless you're putting all these goofy ass fucking dams and roadblocks and gates up to stop people's free flow of energy because you want to charge them. But as far as the technology goes, I don't think renewable energy's unreliableness is the problem. You can just hook it up to the grid. You get extra power when you don't need it, and then you can use it later when it's nighttime. This is not, or I'm incredibly mistaken and misunderstanding on how renewable energy works just at all. How expensive is an oil well? How expensive is BP breaking their equipment at the bottom of the Gulf Coast? How expensive was that? I mean, you can drill, baby, drill all you want, but isn't that expensive to do that? Doesn't that, like, cost a lot of money? guess the return is good. Oh, we get oil. We hit oil. It's a euphemism for meaning we hit gold. We made bank. We struck oil. Means we rich, bitch. See, that's where we need to go. This windmill. We need to go for the oil. Unless it's Russian, and then that's bad. Russian oil is bad, and Putin is bad. And Israel is super good, and they should be even. We should kill all. Hamas is terrorists, and we should finish them off. Oh. Not sure what political aligning Forbes is here, but I'm picking up something. Fuck Putin. Fuck Hamas. Biden push Israel harder to fuck up Hamas. Give them more weapons. Give them more permission to beat them up and kill them all. They're harboring terrorists. That's what I mean. I can't watch that stupid shit. I watched for like a couple days. And then just my little bleeding heart just can't hardly take it. I don't like to watch real war. I like to watch Kung Fu. I want Goku to get punched through the whole planet and get out on the other side and wipe his mouth off because he's got a little bit of blood coming out. Get right back in it. I like violence, but I don't want it's Bugs Bunny type violence. I want him to hit him in the head with a hammer and push him into the street and have the cars roll over him and him get up like a flat paper, just wring him out. Is that violence? I mean, yes, but like, I don't know. It's funny. This is not funny. Why are you name dropping the city you want them to attack? Back to oil. This is Obama. Solyndra. We can't afford this shit. He's giving subsidies to these renewable energy companies that aren't getting return on investment. He's picking winners and losers in a capitalistic market where we let the cream of the crop rise to the top. We don't pick it out and pull it to the top with subsidies. Well, we do, and we still do that shit. The most subsidized is oil. Am I wrong? That's why Rex Tillerson was the Secretary of State, because let's just cut out the middleman and give it to the guy who is doing the oil stuff anyway. A Rex Tillerson stooge, or just Rex Tillerson? We'll just put him in charge. You go make the oil deal with Russia. You go make the oil deal with Middle East. And once you do, you can leave, and we'll pick a different guy. You guys remember this? Or were you just doing Russia at the time? You probably weren't doing any. You were probably doing Trump and Stormy Daniels or something. Led by an irresponsible Germany, the dependence for Putin on oil. Who are we dependent on oil from? Saudi Arabia? What? Saudi Arabia? Arabia? Saudi Arabia? Saudi Arabia? Saudi Arabia? They're our best friends in the whole world, guys. All their royalty, their princes, we love them. We teach them how to drive our fighter planes. We give them weapons. We sell them arms for oil deals. Until 5 seconds ago, they were our best friends. Would only sell oil in US dollars until what happened? Joe Biden fucked it all up. Not sure what happened there. Something's happening. Led by an irresponsible Germany, the dependence on Putin oil would have become far worse, meaning Europe would be getting more cheap energy from Russia. That's why it's worse. Worse for us, because then what? They're not getting oil from us. We don't have any. They're the exporter of the oil. They used to call them a petroleum state, meaning they don't have any money except for their gas exports. Huh. A new pipeline from Russia to Germany? Is that what he's talking about? He's saying they would have built it. They were dependent on Putin oil, and they would have built another pipeline if Russia hadn't started a war. Something's weird here. How about geothermal? Am I crazy? The earth is full of heat. Why don't you dig down there and start harnessing some of it? It's never going to run out of heat in the core of the earth. You don't even have to get that far. You just get past the crust. You should be able to get tons of heat. Turn the heat into steam. You turn the steam into power. We're steampunk. We're doing great. I mean, this is the 21st century. You shouldn't have to do shit like that. You guys should be really smart. You can figure out something even better than that. Renewable energy is unreliable? I mean, that's just a fact. We'll be able to see if that's true or not. It should be, as technology gets better and better, the energy capturer, the energy generator gets better and better. Right? I mean, I guess burning coal can only get so good, right? But maybe technology could make the burning of coal more efficient and go farther. Eventually, you'll hit a ceiling on that. I don't know. Technology is very surprising. What you can do with it. Innovation is very surprising. It could be a miracle. We put oil in the camp and lamp, and then only lasts a day, but then it lasts 9 days. Maybe it was a technological advancement, but there are other ways to make your oil go farther. They would have gotten more cheap energy. Well, how is that irresponsible? Because they're trading with the enemy. We trade with China all the time. They're literally communists. Russia is like, I don't even know what Russia is, really. After the fall of the Soviet Union and capitalism was declared the be-all, end-all economic system for the end of the future, I didn't really think of it as anything, but it kind of had to be a liberal democracy, capitalistic society, because you can't be the only socialist without there's no one to trade with, or you can't. Maybe that's not quite right. The Biden ban. No oil exporting outpost. You mean import? I'm so lost. This guy's so smart. I really wish I knew what he was talking about at the beginning of this, because he's bringing it up again and I still can't. The Biden ban. He's preventing Europe from having oil export outposts? Germany and Europe, okay, Germany's also Europe, will be forced to buy more cheap oil for less money than they were spending before the war, which would be irresponsible at best. It's just, every person in the audience here is going to be making the same choice, not for ideological reasons. It's just cheaper. Irresponsible of Germany to do that. The truth is, their dependence would have gotten worse if Putin hadn't invaded and started a war. It would have been worse. Even better. Worse for who? I guess worse for you and your friends. Putin says, I have a gas pipeline going right through Poland, and they shut it off. I don't even need Nord Stream. If Germany wanted the gas, they could tell Poland to turn on the switch and they get the gas. That's what Putin said. This guy's saying Germany was going to build even another pipeline, and only Putin's war stopped them from doing that, but their dependence on this oil was going to get worse. Like it's an addiction. Pop-Torn. It's like giving a nod to Putin, which is, it seems like you hated him. No clue. They already made commitments to buy from an oil company, from companies in the U.S. But no wonder the gremlin is growing. Biden banned Europe from buying liquid oil from American companies? Is that the Biden ban? I find that very hard to believe, but okay, sure, maybe he did. Their economic power. Their economic power. Which is a fucking bunch of numbers on a screen. We're learning a lot about power and Chainsaw Man. Maybe we'll come out with a better perspective on it. The Bidenites have instead decided to empower Putin. What? The Bidenites are the ones taking all the money from the Congress to send in the war against Putin. Am I crazy? No, he's helping Putin. Okay, but that's money. Demand for gas is going to grow in a couple of years, and that's going to put Russia in an economic position to sell more gas, which is going to make them stronger economically, which is bad because we hate Russia. Well, then it sounds like you need to fucking go find some more oil. I hear Venezuela's got a lot. I am accustomed to listening to the bitching and whining of the losses of the capitalist class. But you'd think eventually they would I'll watch my mouth. Our security. Well, hold up. What about our? Why is this hurting our security? Ah, he got him. We'll give you a discount. We could easily slate the global thirst for natural gas. Because the developing countries are going to need gas. And where are they going to get it? From the cheapest gas station. Which is our enemy. We hate them. You know, if we were the communist socialists and they were the capitalists, I would feel so much more sympathetic to this argument. But we're supposed to be the smart business people. They're supposed to be the dumb peasants. And he's acting like they're tricking us in business. They're getting the upper hand in business. They're about to become the chip leader. They're gonna become they're gonna have more chips at the table than anybody else because of this oil demand that's coming up in the next 10 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're gonna have to innovate a new phone or build a new car or something to get people to buy your stuff instead of his stuff. That's true. And it's not going to be people buying Russian gas. It's going to be countries buying Russian gas, right? It's not an individual choice. It's a choice made at the nation state level. Where you get your gas. Security. Biden's the one doing Ukraine? Which is it? They're anti-Semitic. That's why they're against the genocide. Wait. So fucking cute with your language. Okay. They're anti-Semitic. That's why they're against the war. Yeah, they attacked you. They did the Aaron Yeager. They kicked over your fucking pretty little walls and showed you what the hell was going on the other side of those walls that you weren't looking over. And yeah, they did attack everybody. The women and kid and the little dog too. Jerusalem's gone out of its way to reduce casualties as they retaliate. This is like we invaded their country, overthrew their leaders, and we're going out of our way to correctly use the rules of engagement and use martial law in a really nice way. due to the global anti-Semites around the world, due to the global anti-Semitism. I don't know why there would be. Why would there be? Protest? What do you mean? What do you think they're anti-Semitic? What is the problem? What's the bias? This is for no reason. So pig-headed I kick it for no reason. Well, I wonder why they are. You know how there's this global anti-Christianity? You know the global anti-Muslimism? Kind of. You know, global anti-Semiticism? Yes, there might be a lot more neo-Nazis than we thought. There might be a lot more than we thought. Putin thinks Europe is harboring them. You're harboring neo-Nazis. You're cultivating and harboring neo-Nazis. Damn.